Good evening, all. It is 6:30, Monday, July 13th. This is the Walker City Commission Committee of the Whole meeting. We're going to cover two things. We should be able to get through both. Committee of the Whole, I'd like to invite our City Planning Director, Paula Preby, up first. We have a little background on a unique rezoning request, and this is making its way through city staff, and I have my personal thoughts on it, but I'll hold off on those for right now.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, the rezoning today is for the property at 4065 Remembrance Road, so it's just down Remembrance from here. There's two buildings on this one parcel. They are both older industrial buildings, and this went to the Planning Commission and was recommended at their regular meeting on July 1st for the rezoning from I-1 light industrial to C1 local commercial. And some representatives of the owners are here tonight. They have expressed that they've had difficulty keeping industrial tenants in these properties in the last few years because they're older buildings, slightly smaller, lower ceilings, and less maneuverability for large trucks that would do pickup and deliveries and things like that. So they are looking to rezone and split the property into two parcels, one building on each parcel. There is someone interested in purchasing one of the buildings, and that is a local salon. The site that she's currently located in, even further down Remembrance, close to Remembrance and Leonard, and would like to purchase one of the buildings, do some renovations, and expand her salon business staying here in this part of Walker. And then the other building would also be up for sale with a commercial C1 zoning and would allow a wide array of uses, but moving from that industrial use to a commercial use, which is in line with the city's master plan, future land use and community character maps. The area is designated neighborhood node, and C1 is one of the appropriate districts for that designation. So that's a brief overview. It went to as I said, to the Planning Commission and was recommended at their meeting on July 1st to be rezoned. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about the case.
And I guess that one thing to add is the salon owner was there, and she was very happy to stay in the city of Walker and wants to stay in the city of Walker. So she said that they just outgrew their space and was really looking forward to moving into this space. And we thought that it was all going to be a great fit there for that. Kind of start the revitalization of that area there.
I know our other second ward commissioner's not there tonight, but Commissioner Shane will probably support me in the statement that I like the proposed reuse of this and the look at the rezoning, in large part because so often you'll see semi-trucks that are parked out in the road. It's very hard to work with those things, and I just think it's a very creative, adaptive reuse to what is ready for its next life. In that spot. So I'm excited about it. I actually worked with the salon owner. I go back to, I was thinking about the application going through the packet tonight during COVID and all the challenges and the things that the salons and the barbers and all that had, and got to know Jessica quite a bit during that time about what could be done, what couldn't be done, and following all the guidelines. And really her business continues to be a thriving one down there. So like to see the opportunity down here. So that's my 2 cents on it on, I think, behalf of the city commission, the second ward commissioners. But the other commissioners, discussions, comments on this?
I'll just briefly say I think it makes all the sense in the world, and frankly, it would, not that I want to change anything we're doing, but the simple solution would be to, like, that whole area, that whole node of the corner of Remembrance and Kinney there. Really, it's just like a broad business district from my perception, and treating it as a node that is welcoming to businesses that feel they fit in that context seems fine to me among any of the generally recognized business uses. So
Sure. Okay. And I know the applicant could not be here tonight, but at least we have the owners if there's any questions that we have. Is there anything we have for either Paula or the owners of the property? No. Anything further on your end? No. Anything from the owners? If needed. Okay. So I'm going to do a real quick straw poll to maybe release people out into the nice weather. Are we good with yes, 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 yes? we're good for the night. If you'd like to head out. For the property owners, we'll take a vote officially here at the 7 o'clock meeting. We've given thumbs up in a public meeting that of what our vote intentions are, so we followed our guidelines there. So you'll be good at 7 o'clock. Congratulations, and looking forward to seeing the salon get up and going there. Awesome. Thank you. All right. We have next on the list. I have a proposal in front of us, something unique, a little background with the new library, and something our general contractor has taken part in with other projects that they had, and really around a potential plan to help ensure the heating and cooling installations at the new library. So with that in mind, I'll call our Public Services Director up, ask Scott for any questions or any background he may have on this.
Yeah, real quick introduction. Commissioning means something different at the library than it does here. I think over there it takes on a different connotation. It's really about making sure that everything is tuned and that all of our plumbing and heating and cooling equipment is operating efficiently. And as such, OAK has hired NMC Commissioning to do that work. After they got started, Nick Cinturino, who's here, reached out to us and said, hey, by the way, we can also help you out with maybe some rebates because of the energy efficiency enhancements that you're going to have. So Consumers Energy and DTE could possibly reap some benefits. His proposal then is to harvest some of that money for his work to put the applications together and put all the numbers and graphs and things. We were a little bit nervous about this at first. Maybe it was Nick's name, and I was using my Godfather voice when talking about it, but I think we've gotten a lot more comfortable with it. But I would like to give Nick a chance to kind of walk through that proposal and talk to the commission about it, if we could.
Hi, thanks for having me tonight. My name's Nick Cinturino with NMC Commissioning. Like I said, working on the beautiful library next door, providing the commissioning services, working with OAK. But an additional service that NMC Commissioning provides is utility rebates. So it's one of these hidden little gems that sounds too good to be true, is that DTE and Consumers Energy offer rebates for building these brand new energy efficient buildings. So equipment that applies to this is like the heating system, the boilers, the air conditioning, the domestic heating, the snow melt, the white roofing, the lighting controls. All those systems going into this new building are energy efficient. And DTE and Consumers have applications with all kinds of different incentives that you can fill out that apply. So what I propose to the city of Walker is I complete those applications for DTE and Consumers on your behalf, submit all the supporting data, all the prints, all the equipment submittals, and the point man for all the rebate paperwork. My fees for this work are zero upfront cost. I don't work on an hourly rate. I'm solely off of commission. So say this project receives $20,000 in rebate money. NMC Commissioning would receive 20% of that. And I would not invoice until the project is complete and you guys have a check in hand from DTE and Consumers.
Okay. Commissioners, questions, discussion? I did share with Scott. Not sure that we would necessarily take action on this tonight because there'd be some consideration given. It's a healthy ask, and what it is, and the 20% contingency fee. But intriguing idea. I've got a few questions, but I'd like to see if the commissioners' feedback, any direction we've got on this in the meanwhile. Commissioner?
I was just wondering, do you have any other projects that you worked on that were fairly successful?
Yeah, so working right now, the current projects I'm working with is Comstock Schools. They're building a brand new STEM building that's finishing up in August. Cedar Springs Beach Elementary School, they just wrapped up a large addition to their elementary school. Petoskey Schools, doing a project with them right now on 3 of their schools. And what other ones am I working on right now? Top of my head. Working with the city of Grand Rapids with the new fire training facility that's going on off Panel Street. So those are a couple to name a few. And I've been doing the rebate work for 15 years now. Recently, in January, started NMC commissioning. So this is my current workload. I've been a registered trade ally with DTE and Consumers Energy. That allows me to do this type of work.
Thank you.
Commissioner?
I had a question about how much municipal work. I know that you just mentioned all the schools, but I just wanted to know about if you had done any cities or whatever for municipal work.
Yeah, for municipal, for NMC commissioning, this would be my first one, municipality.
Commissioners, any other?
I mean, if you're just looking for feedback generally, I don't necessarily out of hand have an issue with it. I don't have a good feel for what is like an appropriate, because I've heard of work like this done before, but I don't have a pulse on like what's a good rate to pay for it. So that's kind of where I just would like to hear more of what concerns others have.
I guess maybe
around
like
it.
a continuation of that is like, what could we see as like the average rebate amount that we would get back?
Yeah.
Or like what, like,
Yeah, we
what
don't.
is,
Yeah, sorry. No.
I don't know how to say, like, what is the average?
I don't have a ton of context for
Yeah.
what we're really talking about.
Well, I
is what I'm
had
trying
one
to
of
say.
my questions.
I don't know.
What does success realistically look like for this project?
So this project, without digging, I mean, so like for a boiler, what qualifies is the size of it, and depending on the model and make, the serial number, its energy efficiency. So depending on how efficient it is, it gets more money back as a rebate. So the hot water system, for instance, could get like a $5,000 rebate through DTE, which that's the gas provider. But then consumers also wraps in the hot water system because it's being controlled by a building management system, temperature controls, and the programming is all efficient. So that's a rebate that's offered. So I would say without digging into each item, I'd be safe to say the floor is 20,000 on this project that you'd be receiving back in rebate funds. I hate to say a ceiling just because I don't want to overshoot, but let's go between 20 and 50,000. Best case scenario.
And do these rebates change frequently, or is it like a one-time thing, assuming that the system
Yes.
meets
every year,
those?
Consumers Energy and DTE come out with a revised application with some new numbers, some adjustments, but 2026 is set until the end of the year. And this project finishes this year, so it will all be set rates.
I know my business career, I've come across that there's companies out there that do something similar. I think to Commissioner Gilbert's point, there's things around work opportunity tax credits and businesses like Mr. Cinerino's collect a commission as a result of, but they collect on the rebate and the savings, and they don't realize any opportunity unless they find money or rebates. So they tend to know what they're doing with that piece of it. One of the other questions I had is really, have we, I guess, and it's a question, you know, maybe even for Scott too, potentially, is have we evaluated whether the city has the capability internally with staff to secure these rebates without paying a 20% contingency fee? Because there's also the optics to our community. We live in a conservative community, and they want us to be good fiscal stewards of the taxpayers' money. Why are we giving 20% away when we have staff here that could do the same thing, theoretically?
Yeah, you do, like, to answer
Sure.
on my side, you do not need to be a registered trailer ally.
Right.
It's just, I'm in those type of prints, the electrical, the mechanical, the plumbing, and these applications, I think the DTE and I bet they're both over 100 PDF pages each, and they get very specific on what they want and what they need. So it's a unique service, and I feel that just not anybody can do it. I mean, definitely somebody qualified that can read prints and, you know, go through submittals and understand what they're looking at could do them, but I feel it's one of my little niches that I've been doing for a long time, and know the rebates that I can find, and some may get missed. That's the biggest thing as well. Being the percentage rate, the more I find, obviously, the more you guys make, as well as the 20% would be larger. So it's the incentive on that side to make sure every single incentive that is out there is applied for.
So in our packets, there's a page in it, and at least in mine of the printed pieces, it says page 2490, but it's your utility rebate assistance overview at the top. Is this your contractual agreement? There's a room for acceptance on the bottom. It looks like only on our side, so it's not a counter signature, but is that your contractual agreement in and of itself?
Yeah, so say you want to move forward with NMC commissioning to do this work, you'd sign this, and then that give me the green light to go ahead and do all this rebate work for you guys, get it all submitted, get you guys the check in hand, and then at the end of the project, you receive the check, and then at that point, NMC commissioning would invoice the 20% of the total rebate that City of Walker received.
So then how do we, let's like with the rebate, how do we define when a rebate is earned for your commission, for your compensation?
So I'll submit, so say we go forward, I'll go through, fill out the applications, go through every application, apply for every rebate that applies to this project, submit it to both DTE and consumers. They review it, they review all the supporting document, make sure everything lines up that we're applying for, and then they approve the final total. So say if I submit $10,000 and $10,000 worth of rebates for consumers, just say they match up perfectly, they both approve it, and then that would be a total of $20,000 for then NMC would be commissioning fee of 20% of that.
Okay. And you spell out your requirements on the document. Is this, I know it's a single sheet of paper, and it seems, you know, pretty black and white and benign in its nature, but for either our city manager or public services director, has our city attorney seen the document yet to validate?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I think I just would feel a little bit uncomfortable approving this as part of it. I know it's in the consent agenda. I'd want to double check on this. It appears to be very low risk. I understand the concept because I've experienced it in the business world. However, because we're dealing with, you know, really taxpayer dollars, but it's money that we don't have. We have to
Right.
have to realize it first before that piece of it. And I understand the piece of what you're putting in front of us here. But I don't, commissioners, do you have any other thoughts or suggestions on this?
I'd love if Jeff took a look.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Serena, if it's all right, I'll probably, when we get to our 7 o'clock, our consent agenda, I'll just entertain a motion from one of the commissioners to just remove it from the agenda. Just give us a chance to get a look and a little bit deeper, investigate just the contractual piece. I want to make sure we protect the city's interest. That's what our job is. And then we can circle back with you through our public services director then.
That sounds great.
All right, fantastic. Thank you for coming in tonight.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Thanks. All right, it is 6:49 right now. I'll turn to our city clerk. Anything for the good of the order from you?
Just moving along with the preparations for the August 4th election. Tomorrow we do have public accuracy testing here in the chambers at 1 o'clock with the election commission that is open to the public for anybody that would like to come. We typically have one person show up from the League of Women's Voters, but we'd love to see more so we can explain how that process goes and all the checks and balances that go along with testing of all of the election equipment. And then moving ahead to early voting, that's going to begin July 25th and run through August 2nd here in the chambers. All 9 days will be here in the chambers from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then followed by election day on the 4th. So just moving along.
Gotcha. Okay. Commissioner Gilbert?
Nothing here.
All right. Commissioner Groders? It's the summertime. Commissioner Chase?
We had planning commission 2 weeks ago now, and we did the rezoning request for the consent agenda, the ordinance that we will have for the amending that. And then we also had a special land use request for lava land. It's kind of like that altitude trampoline park kind of thing. Centered park. It would go next to Ollie's, so it'd be like Hobby Lobby's to Ollie's, and then this lava island. This would be like one of the first ones around this part of the state, and he came in from Colorado for it. So, yeah. Oh, and then when we were at the summer concert on Wednesday night, and that was good. Or
Thank
Thursday
you.
night.
For myself, last Tuesday, we had a follow-up community engagement meeting, and we talked about Safety Town and lessons learned, what we can do better, what things we liked, what things we didn't like, and just basically the feedback that we got. We got a lot of great feedback. In fact, today we got an article in the school's news network about Safety Town and knowledge is key for safe summer fun. A nice little article about the City of Walker and the Safety Town event that we put on. So we're quite proud of that, and I'll make sure that I send that on to you guys. I just found out about it 2 minutes ago. So that was exciting. I too attended the summer concert. Nice, Matt Walsh, very good musician, and I really enjoyed that.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you. Commissioner Birdie, welcome back.
Thank you. No updates on my end.
All right. Mr. City Manager.
No major updates, just a follow-up to the assessor agreement that is on the agenda. I sent the commission the draft agreement that is still waiting legal review by the city of Granville, but we don't anticipate any substantive changes at this point.
Okay. Is there anything else on, we've got the traffic control order for Bristol. I don't know if it's a chief thing or not, but it seemed pretty cut and dry. Is there anything extra on that or you're aware of? Or Chief, you want to talk? We're good? Okay. All right. Printing services agreement we've covered. So shared service. And then our fire chief, the executive recruitment. Unfortunately, we're having to go through this again because circumstances outside of our control. I would share working a bit in that industry that the prices are in line with, if anything, it's a very fair price from what some of the going rates are out there right now. So it's a bit higher than what we went through with Chief Schultz to bring him on board, but it's very much in line with what market prices are right now, which have gone up.
Yes, and you'll notice on both of those, I did add a 10% contingency for both item D and E. That's just kind of past practice that I've liked to give a little bit of flexible and wiggle room in case something is added or subtracted.
Okay. All right. We've covered the rezoning. Anything for our public services director? We've talked about the Rypens right away for some time. This is just do some growth down in that Rypens and Remembrance area there, and opportunities. We're talking about the business district down there. That's a long stretch there, and opportunistic for us. Is there anything else with? I know we've covered as a commission. I asked the commissioners if there's any questions on that as a right away vacation. It looks sweet down there. I mean, it does really look a lot better than it did. So, okay, we are at 7:53, almost 7:54. Let's take a quick 5-minute. Anybody needs a quick beverage refill or otherwise? We'll be back here in 5. Babcock. All right, good evening all. It is Monday, July 13th, 2026. It is 7 p.m. This is the regular City Commission meeting of the Walker City Commission. I have the privilege of leading us in Invocation Pledge of Allegiance tonight. I'd like to invite the group to, if you would, please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we come to you with gratitude for the opportunity to serve our community together. May we approach tonight's work with wisdom, humility, and a spirit of collaboration, always mindful of the trust placed in us by those we represent. We give thanks for the dedication of those who protect and serve our community. Please bless our meeting, all those in attendance here this evening, and guide our decisions for the good of all. We pray this in your great name. Amen. I'd like to invite the audience, please stand and join us for Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. If I could please ask our clerk to call the roll.
Mayor Carey,
Present.
Commissioner Gilbert. Present. Commissioner Groders,
Present?
Commissioner Chase,
Present.
Commissioner DeShane,
Present.
Commissioner Birdie.
All right, thank you all. If I'd please, if I could have an excused absence, motion support for Commissioner Babcock,
I'll make a motion.
I'll support.
Commissioner Chase, Commissioner DeShane. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, next on the list is the June 22nd, 2026 City Commission meeting minutes. Is there any question or discussions on said minutes? Seeing, hearing none, I entertain a motion for approval and support, please.
Motion.
Support.
Commissioner Birdie, Commissioner Chase. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Thank you all. Next is public comment on agenda items. Anyone in the public wishing to speak on agenda items? Agenda items only, going once, going twice. All right. Next is the consent agenda items. Before we get down this, I would feel more comfortable. I cannot make the motion as chair of the meeting. Just we had talked about the Walker Library, the gas and electric commissioning proposal. Intriguing thought. It has its merits. I think we'd just like to do a little bit more homework before the next meeting. So
I will make a motion to strike the gas and electric commissioning proposal from the consent agenda this evening.
And I'll
Okay.
support.
we are good. So there is, thank you, Commissioner DeShane. So any other further discussion on consent agenda items? All right, seeing, hearing none, we have, I'll recap what is left then. Thank you, Commissioner Gilbert. Expenditures in the amount of $3.8 million, $12,442.21. We have a traffic control order 291 for a speed limit on Bristol, which I'm sure the neighbors are going to love to hear that in a good way. The next is printing services contract for public safety educational materials. Next is the shared assessor service agreement with the city of Granville, pending legal review, nothing material to that. And then the last is back at the drawing board with the fire chief executive recruitment services agreement. Is there any other discussion or otherwise on the remaining consent agenda items? All right, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support for the remaining 5 items on the consent agenda. Commissioner
Support.
Groders, Commissioner Chase. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, thank you all. Next is Resolution 26-810. This is for the Rypens right-of-way vacation at the intersection Rypens and Remembrance Road. This has been in front of the commission at different times before, discussion with that really cool Eagle Scout project down there. And I still, to this day, I think Commissioner DeShane probably is by there the most when she's out jogging, but it's kind of cool just to see the bikes, the kids sitting out there and playing on things, and it is definitely getting its utilization out there. So thank you to our public down there. So this is a resolution in front of us that will be vacating that section. Is there any discussion or questions on said resolution? I'll entertain a motion for approval and support, please.
I'll make a motion.
Commissioner DeShane. Support. Commissioner Gilbert. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, Resolution 26-810 is passed. Next is Ordinance 26-561. This is the first reading to amend the zoning ordinance and map to rezone property at 4065 Remembrance Road Northwest in the city of Walker. We discussed this at our committee of the whole meeting. We gave thumbs up around the table here. Again, before I ask for a motion and support, any further discussion or questions on said rezoning? All right, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support on this.
I'll make a motion.
Commissioner
Support.
Chase, Commissioner Groders. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, ordinance 26-561, the first reading is passed. Next is public comment. Is there any public comment on agenda, non-agenda items? Going once, going twice. All right. Commissioner, City Manager comments. Mr. City Manager, anything further?
No, just to update the commission, I will be at a conference tomorrow afternoon through Friday, but I will be available on my phone or email if anybody needs me.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Birdie, anything? All set. Commissioner Shane, Commissioner Chase, Commissioner Clerk. We will be at, and it will be properly publicized due to the election and the election laws that now exist. July 27th, our second meeting of the month, we will be at Fire Station 2. Chief, so we'll be ready up there? Okay, so just double checking, so. So we will be up there. Emily had agreed to, I think we just dropped it on her, to coordinate the technology, everything else for the event. So thank you in advance. So we will be, again, for the public out there, July 27th, we'll be remote. We'll be at Fire Station 2 on Lake Michigan Drive in Standale. Outside of that, if there's nothing else further, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support to adjourn. Motion. Commissioner Birdie?
Support.
Commissioner Groders, all those in favor, please say aye. 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 Those opposed, we stand adjourned. Thank you.